Ani kana barabet mekanekwe dishnika, Wishkijia dodam, Trana nindijaba, Nishabe meti kwe. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the higher order themes. So, as you know from watching my other videos, I did all my summaries and my dissemination out on the land, around the water and around the fire. I had all that medicine around me. So there I was out on the land and put my blanket down and had the fire going still, and I had tobacco in my hand. I was just looking up at the stars. A lot of my family's the sky world. So I was thinking about them as well and thinking about my mom and my aunt, cousins, all of those loved ones that got to go back home. Then I was sitting there and I noticed three C's and I saw them clear as day, three C's in the stars. And I stared at it for a moment and I went to bed and woke up in the morning and first thought, the three C's, three C's, three C's. Community, connection, ceremony. Community, connection, ceremony were my three higher order themes. It's really important to talk about this because it adds another depth of understanding of how connected we are to the stars, to the trees, to the water, to the earth, to the fire, the sun, the moon. It gives us what we need. I saw the answer that I needed in the stars. So let's talk about community, connection, and ceremony, and why those are my three higher order themes. The role that community plays was so important in each of their journeys. The organizations, these programs, and people that work at these organizations have had such great impact on people's healing journeys. The sense of belonging, of acceptance, can fulfill the darkest and deepest void. One person talks about going into Native Women's and not knowing why she was there, but she knew she needed to be there. Learning how to bead there, drum making workshops, healing circles, elders in the community, access to their knowledge is so important. And it continues to be those stepping stones into people's healing journeys. So Council Fire, Anishinaabe Health Toronto, Native Women's Association, Two Spirit of the First Nations of Toronto. So all of these organizations had such a big role. Community took care of the people, and that was really special. Every single person talked about how they were disconnected, either from birth, from early on. There was something that disconnected them from their culture. The child welfare systems, the violence in the families, residential schools, the death of parents and loved ones at early ages. So many things disconnected people from their roots. All of the things that created that void are implicated in colonialism. Racism created a disconnect, led people down paths of destruction. The feeling of shame and not belonging led to a life of addictions and trauma. Residential schools impacted the lives of all of these people. When they reconnected, they were able to find themselves again. The connection to the drum, the connection to the land, and the connection to language and culture saved their lives. It was simply reconnecting. Every day that we wake up is a ceremony. They all did some sort of ceremony, and that helped foster that connection. So ceremony builds your connection. Smudging is a ceremony. Fasting or vision quests, sweat lodges, seeking out that knowledge that we lost. One person describes it as spiritual nourishment. They sought out spiritual nourishment and traveled all over just to feel that feeling of wholeness, of peace, happiness. It was fulfilling. And it improved their mental health and their physical health. And now I'm so proud of all of the people that I had the chance to sit with. They're doing amazing things now. Pillars in our community, grandmothers, advocates, trauma workers. They've all healed themselves because they've all done the work to break the cycle. And that's a big part of this too. I'm actively doing that within my own family. I'm just trying to live a better life. That Bamatsawin. And ceremony is a driving force in my life right now. Same with all of these other people. Ceremony keeps them connected. Community keeps them connected. And that connection to creation is healing their heart. It's healing their wound. Finding their way back to spirit was the most pivotal moment in their journey. That's when it all changed for them. Some other things that I've noticed is that mentorship from elders, or they had a person. Each and every one of them had a person that believed in them, that encouraged them and led them to a better way. So the walk that a lot of people think that they're doing on their own, it's a collective walk. And there's going to be people all along your journey to support. Community spaces, drumming circles, healing conversations, healing circles, lodges, they should be everywhere. My motto, wherever there's an Indian, there should be a lodge. My hopes for the future is to see lodges everywhere. Lodges rooted and grounded in traditional knowledge. Putting traditional knowledge and ceremony at the forefront of our healing. We were all given life in this place, and everybody has a spirit. It's not just Indigenous people that have spirits. Doesn't matter what race, what culture you come from, you have a spirit. And there's a lot of sickness in the world. There is a lot of spiritual sickness and injury. And the healthier we get, the more connected we are, the less pain we'll have to carry. And that sickness will go away. That sickness is no longer ours to carry. And we need to let it go. But we need to let it go in our own way, on our own terms. So for Indigenous sovereignty and healing, for this to really work, we need to go back to our spirits and call our spirits back in. We build that connection with spirit by our intentions, our gratitude, our acknowledgement for a new day. And I say not every day is going to be the best day, but every day is a day full of lessons. The interconnection of mind, body, spirit, but also land, water, animals. We are so connected to all living things. So in order for us to all move forward, we all need to live in harmony and respect one another's worldviews and ways. We need to create spaces that allow people to be their true selves and respect and acknowledge the diversity. There's not one right way of thinking. There's several. There's so many different ways to produce knowledge and get your message out and get your voice heard. And we're living in a time where we need to accept those different ways. People live different lives and honor different things. We should not be putting people down for how they think or view the world. It is with great honor that I close this circle and I close this ceremony. I want to acknowledge all the helpers and the spirits that I had around me this entire time. Thank you for guiding me. I would like to acknowledge every single person that took the time to sit with me to tell me their story. I hope that the next generation and other people see the work that I've done and do whatever they need to do to make their work authentic to their worldview and their knowledge. My hopes is that the future scholars and academics coming in to these institutions don't feel that they have to shy away from their true selves. I hope these videos provide courage so you can also do things in a way that honors your spirit and honors your ways of knowing, doing, and being. With that, I say Chimagwech, Bamapi.